And welcome back to another BobBlast. Hi, I'm Bob Burridge, and this one is all about a question I hear all the time. Well, what color should I make the background? I hear it a lot, so it must be an important issue for everybody, or most of us. Anyway, it's not about the background. So let me show you how I can answer that question. It's how you paint. You know, I hear again, they say, well, I got the flower vase done. What color should I make the background? So I thought I heard this question enough. I better do something about it. So first of all, let's just start over here. Just a black and white painting. There's no background color. It has to do with value. In this particular painting, I'm showing you basically three different values. The lightest light, the darkest dark, and the mid-tone. Well, color is the same way. It's all about value. You probably don't think about it that way. You think about the color, but also how dark is it, how light is it, and so on and so forth. So even if I'm doing like simple things, like a coffee cup, I'm putting color everywhere all at the same time because it's all about color next to color. All right? How do I know what color should be the coffee cup if I don't know what color is next to it, like the background? So for something simple like this, chickens, I actually do warm-ups. What color should the background be? Well, it's actually a combination right out of my color wheel. So there's no background. It's four simple colors, and let's see which one's dominant and so on and so forth. So it gives me enough confidence to just jump in here. I mean, I don't do the chicken first. Geez, what color should the green be? I don't know until I start playing back and forth, paint all over at the same time. So if it's not just a subject matter, how about an abstract where there's no one singular subject? Of course I'm painting all over at the same time. How do I know what that should be if I don't know what's going on over here? It's all at the same time. I don't like work it this way, linearly, right? Simple things like this where we're doing just a little bit of color, but it's mostly neutrals and three different values. Darkest dark next to the lightest light and some midtones right in between. Well, anyway, that's how I treat backgrounds because there's no background. It's all about all over at the same time. Let me give you a quick example. So to make my point, I'm going to show you the world's fastest painting and in this quick little demo. Starting off with the watercolor paper, okay? So the question I hear all the time, thank you for asking these questions. Well, the background's done, they're painting a ball. The background's done, what color should I paint the ball? Well, I don't know because sometimes you come up to me, well, the ball's done, what color should I make the background? It's all about color next to color. Now, if you're an oil painter or an acrylic painter, I'm sure you have step-by-step books. What's the first thing they say? Well, first of all, you tone the paper. This is what I do. I don't start right off on a pure white piece of paper. So I'm going to tone the paper, all right? And I happen to like warm tones, yellow, oranges, marigold. I'm putting down some sticky tape so I can do this demo without this paper sliding all over the place. Well, I have my acrylic paints already out, ready to go. And the dominant color will be blue, according to my color wheel, blue. And the focal point, of course, will be the ball, the yellow ball. Let's see how I can go from there to putting these two together. All right, painting at the same time. Big buckets of water. All right, and I have my white, lots of white, black. So the ball itself is going to be yellow. So I'm going to do this really quick. Making sure I know what color that is. I have a lot of white in this yellow too. That way it makes it opaque. Right? And I can and I can see the color. There we go. So quickly, in and out, quick. Let some of the other colors come through too, right? Now, neatness is not invited into this painting. In, out, short, choppy strokes, right? Now, at the same time, I'm going to be starting on the background color, which is at the same time all over. So I'm doing this quickly. I'm letting some of the orange peek through too. I'm going to add some white to that, again, to make it opaque. I don't want the orange to affect the actual color of the blue. It might turn it into kind of a yicky color. So make it more opaque, letting some of that orange peek through. There you go. All over, in, out. Again, let some of that color orange peek through. That's what gives it its je ne sais quoi. The painterliness. I'm going to come in with a darker blue. This is the ultramarine blue now. In, out. Making sure there's a table here. Again, in, out. Now I'm starting to be able to look at this color yellow. You see, I couldn't see it before. Now I'm seeing, I want to come back in with more yellow. You see, now I'm comparing it with that blue that's right next to it. Add more white to it. See, I'm going to make it brighter. And a good way of making it brighter, you make the darks darker. So that's what I'm about to do right now. You see? So it's more about the intensity here, right, isn't it? Look how intense that is. I just made that yellow brighter. I'm going to make it even more bright. Adding some black on top of this, just to make the point. It's really popping off that page now, isn't it? Right? And what about over here? I want over here to be brighter background because the light is coming across, shining onto this ball as if it were a flashlight. Theatrical lighting, a spotlight, shining on the ball. It's also shining back here on the wall. So now look how dark the blue is over here, mid-tone to the brightest bright over here. Right? Short, choppy strokes. Again, show the brush marks. Show everyone how terrific it is to be a painter. Now the same here with the ball. The light doesn't go around the corner, so it starts to get a little darker over here. This is marigold I'm brushing in. So I don't blend it. Don't do this blending back and forth because that's when it gets to be a little on the muddy side. So let's make it really dark over here. Whoa. Pretty nice. In, out, just like that. All right. And now let's get some more colors over here. Some pink. Whoa, and dark. Whew. It's really kicking it in now. And now we also want to have a shadow. So it's sitting on a shadow. Well, what color is the shadow? In this case, the shadow happens to be bluish because the light is more yellowish. The sun. The shadows are generally, this is a gross generalization, the shadows are generally the complementary color of the light source. So if we have a yellow sun, orangish, yellowish, it's going to be more of a bluish shadow, complementary. See what I'm doing here? I'm just putting different colors of red, different colors of orange, different kinds of reds, all over, all at the same time. And now, let's clean up the table. I'm putting this on a white table cloth. There we go. And again, let some of that orange peek through. This is not a coloring book. You're allowed to go outside the lines. This is called painting. Get in, get out. Do it quickly. Soften the lines in the back here. Where the back of the table and the wall blend. You want to soften that edge. That means it's out of focus, which brings the ball now in focus. So I'm making the background out of focus. making the ball now, again, in focus. See how it comes through? And let's give it a piece de resistance, a little bit of paint on my fingers here. That's a little hot spot. And that painting for now is done. And that's what I mean by painting all over at the same time. So I don't know when the background color started, but it's all at the same time. So I hope this helps you a lot in putting together your next painting. And remember, try to paint all over at the same time with a bigger brush. Whatever brush you have in your hand right now, put it down and get the next one bigger. You're good enough to do your next best painting. So let's get started and get some juicy colors all over the place. And thanks again for watching. And I'll see you again at the next BobBlast.